Found it. There we go. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us and everyone looking at the recording. We are just looking at the Votapex system. That's going to be our new voting system that we're going to use with our elections on the 2nd of May at 8 o'clock in the morning. So with me today, we have Michael Fenton and Danny Street, the creators of the Votapex system. And they're first going to explain the portion of how the voters is going to vote, and then they're going to show the admin side after that. So you're welcome to look at the recording all the way until the end or just until we're done with the first section. And I would like to hand over to Danny Streets to take us through the system. Danny, the floor is yours.
Amazing, wonderful. Hello everyone, welcome to Votapex. We started, almost 2019, I think it was. It was a little bit of a moment when we were asked to go back to doing hybrid or online voting for district councils. And the first run for our district had the district director at the time running over to Michael at the end and going, "We need a better solution. Can you find something for us?" So Votapex has been in development since then. We've tweaked and tweaked, and we're supporting, I think now, 20 plus districts. So we're all over the world, helping Toastmasters just like yourselves to vote with Votapex, making sure that everyone has the right voting credentials and it's as easy as possible. So that's a little bit of the history. I look after our communication side and trying to make sure that everybody knows who we are. Michael is our technical side. He's the brains behind the operation. And he is usually our person in the hot driver's seat for training. So I might hand over
No.
this bit to him.
Yep.
But you're all very welcome, and we look forward to helping District 74 on the 2nd of May. Over to you, Michael.
Thank you so very much. So, yes, with the Votapex system, generally speaking, it's aimed to be as simple and as painless as possible for voting members. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the front page, which looks like this, district74.on.votapex.com. And it will ask me, so what am I doing? What am I doing right now? And you'll notice that the login is really simple. Ask for our Toastmasters member ID. The Toastmasters member ID, if you know it already, you can type that in and hit log into the voting portal for the district council meeting. There is a separate portal for executive committee, the district executive committee meetings, if you wish to use that for your deck meetings. But primarily, we use it for the district council. Where do I find my Toastmasters member ID? Really, it's always the number one question. I can't. I know I've seen it somewhere. Where is it? Well, really simple, toastmasters.org, and typically we just log in with our normal member username and password, and thankfully it remembers that one. Whew. Don't need to remember, try and guess what that password is. And typically speaking, it should. I keep forgetting. April. The Toastmaster website is slow. We're usually thrown to our member home page, where we can log into Basecamp, log into Club Central, all the usual bits. But today we're going slightly different. We're going over to our profile, which is hiding at this top menu. We hit my profile. Wait a few moments. We see our personal details and we pop that out, and generally speaking, should show our member number. So all we need is that member number in any of the three forms. We can have that PN hyphen number. We can take that 033, that one, or we can even just be cheeky and go that number. Whichever way you're most comfortable with, that is your member number. So at this point, I'm going to quickly jump back to this guy. We now know our member number, so we can log in. I'm going to hit pause at this. Boop, 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 boop. Type in the member number, hit login, and hopefully, haha, we have our welcome page. To quickly run you through the welcome page, the system will try and show you as much detail as is allowed, and will try and guide you through the process. So Up the top here, we can see how many available votes I have. I'm not a member of your district council, so I don't have any votes. Oh no, that's okay. We also can see how many available votes are within the district council from the club levels. So 208 club votes are available and 248 votes, including the district leadership. We can see that so far someone has registered. So we're at the whopping 0.4% towards quorum. We'll hopefully get a little bit further today with that. You'll also notice how there's this little introduction, this little bar that talks about what your next step is. What do we want you to be doing right now? For me, I don't hold any votes, so it's going. You can join the Zoom meeting, or you can proceed to voter registration if you've got an apology or claim votes. And then there's usually a welcome message here from the district team just to say thank you for coming. Let's advise some of the bits that might be happening throughout. But what I'm going to do is quickly pause because I'm going to quickly show the because I don't have any votes, I need my famous little document that shows me how this all looks. So bear with me just one moment. There we go. So when you hit that register your votes, you're going to see one of three options. So I click that register my votes, and one of three things is going to happen. Option one, I have a single vote. Cool. So I can go and select that single vote and hit claim votes. Or if I'm not attending, I can also register an apology for the day. So that just flags I'm not attending, that's okay. The other option might come up that I've actually got two votes. And so I can select what those two votes are, whether that be president of Club A or VP of Club A and a president of Club B and a VP of Club C. Whatever those options might be, that will be what it will show. The third option, and the slightly more complicated version, is that it may come up with this first part about votes are available to be reclaimed, so I can claim alternate votes. As we may know, that there are no proxies allowed within the district council meetings, but if you are a president, you may be able to reclaim the VPE's vote if they're not attending, and vice versa. If you're the VPE and your president is not attending, you can reclaim the president's vote. So what can happen here is that you can actually claim these alternate votes. I know this screen says this needs to be completed before proceeding with voter registration. That used to be the case. That is no longer the case. So you can just go claim votes now and be comfortable. But at the same time, if you find out last minute, actually the president said they were going to attend, but they're not, that's okay. It will show a reclaim your votes at all times. So once you've hit that claim votes, then you're ready to rock. You're ready to rock and roll. It will change from the menu bar will stop saying register your votes and start saying that you can start voting. So it goes, voter registration has been completed. Please wait while we redirect you to voting. So once you're going through voting, there are a number of options that may happen. So if you hold one vote, it should show you as an example right now that there is a sample question. It's not saying that at district events hot chocolate will be served. We have a different question at the moment, but you can go and vote on that sample question. And it's basically our first question on the voting platform today is a yes, a no, or an abstain. You'll notice how if you have one vote, it will give you one option. If you have multiple votes, so say for example you're voting for both Club A and Club B, and Club A says, yes, we absolutely want hot chocolate served, then you'd say hot chocolate is served for vote one. But if vote number two, Club B says, no, we don't want hot chocolate, we want coffee, then you'd say no, obviously. And then you can submit your vote. And that is from there, the system will then go submit your vote. If there are any other questions open at the time, it will proceed to that next question. Otherwise, it will sit back. It will go over to this screen where it shows it appears there are no further questions at this time, and we'll wait for the meeting chair to call that the next motion is open. And that's pretty much how the system behaves. I'm going to pause and see if we've got any questions in the room.
None in the chat, so feel free to pop your hand up or unmute.
Yep. Kirsten.
Hi, thank you, Michael. Wow. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Because I suddenly realized I had the different earphones on. Sorry. My question was, if I claim my president's vote and then suddenly, by a miracle, he joins the meeting and he's like, I want it back. Can you release that? Can you release that vote?
Yes, we can. It is slightly challenging, but at the same time, that's exactly why we're there on the meeting day for you, so that we're there to be able to help you do that.
So you would need to do
reclaim.
that. You would need to
Yeah.
intervene.
Yeah, we need
Okay.
to switch that around. But that being
Okay.
said, it is sort of it is a quick process of we click a button and it goes and steals your vote away from you, and puts it back to the president, so long as you have not voted in the district council.
So if I start voting, once I start
so
voting, I
voting,
can't
we're
release
locked
the
in.
votes. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
But at the same time, you'll notice that the sample questions we've got available right now, those are you can vote on those without any drama.
Okay.
It knows that sample questions don't count, but when it comes to a real motion, the second that motion is voted on, oh no.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. That's brilliant.
No dramas. Do we have any other questions in the room?
Thank you, Michael. Bexy Sangoman, District Director. So, quick one. I'm not sure. Are we going to have a training for the user, the person that will be launching the poll, or will you be doing it on your side?
We will be doing that after. We're just showing everyone how to vote now, and then we'll go into
fantastic.
how do we manage this this wild beast, because yes, it's a new beast. But I can see so far I can see that 2 votes have come through. Oh no, I can see 4 votes have come through. So what I might do is actually start sharing. So feel free at this time, if you have logged into the system, please feel free to start with your sample votes. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise hands or flag to us that. Yeah.
Michael, I just want to say that was the easiest thing. I claimed my president and I voted, and it was literally 3 clicks. That is just amazing. That is phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you.
And that is exactly our intention. Is this system has always been. I can tell you that Postmasters here in Australia, we have a wide variety of people, from people from as young as they've just finished, they're just in uni, they're 19 years old, so they've passed the 18, and yep, they young, but at the same time we've got members 80 years young and still fighting through, and everyone gets to be able to use it without any dramas. And that's our main intention. If people have problems, obviously we've done our job wrong.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Well done.
I will apologize. I'm probably going to mispronounce this. Mapolakeng?
Thank you, Michael. Good morning, Toastmasters. My question is, will we have user scripts that people can refer to in terms of kind of training themselves?
So one of the things you'll notice in the voting platform is that we also have, sorry, bear with me one moment. I grabbed the wrong screen, didn't I? This one. So one of the things that we always have in the voting platform, you'll notice that there are materials on the sidebar here. So this might materials available for you to review. And one of the things that is available is that Voter's Guide to the District Voting Platform. You might notice how I quickly jumped to a PDF, which is exactly that step through of here's how to log in, here's where you can find that. Here's the dashboard view, and here's what we want you to do. And step through. So when you register your votes, this is one of the things that will happen. This is how to do multiple votes. This is how to claim alternate votes. and then how to confirm that your votes have been reclaimed and registered. And finally, if you wanted to record an apology, yes, you can record an apology and what that looks like, a step through the voting, and how to confirm that your votes have been lodged.
Okay, thank you.
All good. Great question. I will say one thing for our voting platform. The more questions people ask, if it's something that we haven't already covered, and we go, that's a really great idea. That's generally how this voting platform keeps getting better, is that we end up seeing people giving us feedback and going, oh, that's actually a really good idea. We'll see if we can get that in as quickly as we can. There's a whole raft of functionality that it was just a question from a random district who went, hey, can we do this as well? Actually, that's a really good idea. Thank you, guys. We're never scared of questions. All right,
The more the merrier.
Exactly. So I'm going to jump in. At the moment, there are 7 votes cast. I'll give it just a few more minutes before we close the vote and we announce the results. Because I think that's what we're all after, right? Is there results? Yes, of course there's results. If you are sitting on, if you have answered the first question, you notice that there is a second question behind that, and the difference between the first question and the second question. First question just asks a blanket yes, no, or abstain. The second question in the system would be shows a select from the drop-down list. Why are we doing that differently? If you have a contested election, so say for example, we have, I'm really sorry, no, I'm not going to apologize to Devin because he'll be fine. If we had 7 club growth director candidates, let's just throw out the amazing, yep. If we have 7 club growth director candidates, then we obviously have 7 choices to make, 7 options to choose from. And with a contested election, you really do want to really focus on that contested election to go, I want to make sure I select the right candidate. So if we had the default where it goes yes, no, abstain, unfortunately, then if it's a contested election, the first candidate's the default. And some people, when it comes to voting, they find it so easy. Yes, submit and submit and submit and submit. No, oh no, they have just submitted votes for the first person. Oh no. And that's why the second question is that contested one to slow you down, select from the drop down, make sure you decide make sure you take a moment on that one. And then we go back to the administrative ones, which are nice and easy, yes, no, abstain. Or we go to another contested election where we really have to focus on our choices. All right. Now, I'm going to quickly jump back and let's have a look at the results so far. We've got 9. All right. Now, I will I'll give an update because why not? We want to see what this looks like. Sample 1. At the moment, we have 9 votes in the system. Oh, and someone's registered. So we've got 10 votes. Haha. And you can see the system does update live through the process. So what we're seeing for yes, there are 9 votes cast. Yes. There is 1 vote of no. Yes. And we can also see that there's 1 vote that is not yet submitted. But we also can see, so there were 10 votes cast. The majority vote of this would be 6. And so obviously at this point, if this was when we were closing the question, because, time's up, we're closing off the question. At this point, the meeting chair would be announcing 9 votes yes, 1 vote no, the majority being 6, the ayes have it. And done. We move on to the next question. For those in the behind the scenes space, you'll notice that in your results dashboard, we also try and make it nice and easy. You can reload the results from that question. You can also edit the question live. So say, for example, you've discovered you've prepared really well, except you've just discovered that there's a minor typo. You can edit the question live. And also, as the district director, as the meeting chair close the vote, you can close the question so that no further voting will happen on that. All right. Now we're going to jump over to the contested election. Oh, 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 we have 10 votes. We have 5 votes for A, 5 votes for B. We have 10 votes cast, the majority being 6. So I'm hoping the person who has registered but not yet voted on the sample question 2 can hopefully break our tie for us.
Ooh.
Do, 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 do. 5. Ooh. Now, what happens in this circumstance? So, if we were about to close the question, voting is closing in 3, 2, 1. Voting is now closed, and this is the result. What happens here? Really simple. So, what will end up happening is that the district team will add a new question. It's a contested election, so by the rules of a contested election, what happens is we resubmit this question for everyone. However, the person with the lowest amounts of votes is removed from voting. So, unfortunately, candidate C, I'm sorry, that's the end of your campaign, and we create a new question to vote between A and B and split that until we receive a majority vote of the candidates. Kirsten.
Me again. Michael, if in the back end, are you able to see who is that person who hasn't submitted their votes? Can you identify them?
Not really.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't do that's the one part that unfortunately we don't how do I explain it? We don't tie the vote to the person. We tie the vote to the role. So I can
Right.
possibly identify a role that hasn't voted, but I can't tell which of you lovely people haven't voted at this time. The main reason of that is imagine um, if somebody got really nasty, could they go into the back end and find out, hey, Kirsten, how did you specifically vote?
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
voted
Good point.
against me. Oh,
I
no.
hate you.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And
You
that's
vote,
the reason.
your vote is your secret, because
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
No.
that's sort of why it doesn't do a good job of telling us who hasn't. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. No, I was
But
just
that
asking
is a
because
feature.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm seeing it now from your side, just from my side. You know, it's
Mm.
especially
It'd be
when we're
lovely to.
online, we can nag people, like, you know, direct
Yeah.
message them and say, please hurry up and vote. You're going to miss out here. But
Mm.
at the same time, yeah, you don't want to compromise the integrity. So I get that. So yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
and I can see we have a 6th vote. So congratulations. We have
We've
we have
broken
a
the tie.
result. We've broken the tie. There are 6 votes for candidate A. So congratulations, candidate A. Woo!
Yay!
And that is really that's pretty much what the process looks like. At this point, you know, the meeting chair has called the vote to a close, and then we move on to the next question. And I do apologise that the third sample is a little bit cheeky, and you're more than welcome to say no. I will not be upset. We asked the question: has Votapex improved your voter experience? Unsure? Absolutely, because we haven't actually gone into a proper vote yet, so I'm fine with that. And 9 votes yes. Love hearing that. But that is really all it is to the voting process. It is just a simple, we go through the questions, and then that at this point, then I'm hoping your screen says there are no more questions for voting at this time. You'll also notice that there is a sample hidden question, which we might have seen in the demo explainer, which was at all district events, the hot chocolate will be served. That is closed, and isn't open yet. So that's how the system knows, like how the system identifies, can I show you this question yet? No, this hasn't been put to a call yet. And then what we can do is obviously at the call of the meeting chair, we can open that question up. You hit reload the questions, and this should pop up available for voting. And that's pretty much the entire process. Hopefully, nice, easy, clean, without too many challenges.
Mhm.
And of course, please note that we will be joining your Zoom meeting, so that if you do have any questions, there will be members from the Votapex team available to ask those questions. Don't feel like there is no question that is silly. They're always just okay, what do we need to do to help improve this for you? So, by all means,
Absolutely. Our goal is to get you voting.
Michael, I've just given you a standing ovation. Just hashtag saying I'm standing up and I'm applauding. It is a phenomenal system. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
all good. And ultimately, this was why. Like, I will say, in my year as a district director, yes, Votapex was used. The only part that was awkward for me as a district director was discovering there was a problem with our voting platform, and I didn't have support staff. But yes,
We have fixed the support staff issue now.
yes. And at the same time, the error was the funniest of errors, because here we are going to quorum and quorum and quorum, and oh, we haven't reached quorum. We haven't reached quorum. There are two alternate parts. Remember, with a district council, it is 1/3 of club votes. For a district executive committee, it is 1/2 of the available votes. So here we are going to quorum, and we're not hitting quorum. And then thankfully it was one member who was watching my screen on the big screen, and it had currently switched itself to deck mode and was going for 50% of the. So while I'm saying, "Oh, we haven't reached quorum, please register your votes, please register your votes," everyone had registered their votes, and we had 50%.
So, Michael, essentially, we can pretty much open for quorum registration now.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
And that's exactly one thing. So, from this point, please note you can register your votes now. You can also reclaim now, but I would suggest make sure that you had the conversation within your club to decide how those club votes are going to be allocated. So, decide, if the president's not going to be there, the VP is definitely going to claim the votes. Make sure that the club has had some decision making into that process. And there we go. Kirsten, by all means. Oh, you're currently on mute.
Sorry, that's me apologizing. I'm sorry, lots of questions. So, Michael, if we're allowed to register now, which is phenomenal, love that part, then how do we control that they're in the meeting to vote, or do we not control that?
We do not control that. So Toastmasters International, Jonathan Lamb and the district support team have in the past actually stated that while registration can be should be used to count quorum, yes, you may feel that the quorum is not being present within the vote, and that's why we show that number of not submitted. But it is up to the meeting chair on how they wish to proceed. But the registrations can count to quorum, and that's what the Toastmasters recommendation is.
Okay,
so I know
we do the registrations. So so the Voltex registrations can count to quorum.
Quorum,
not the online meeting registrations.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Wow, that's
and
phenomenal.
And and I will say, so one of the quirks in my year as division director, I was participating in a charity fun run. So here we are doing this charity fun run live from a walking track, supporting supporting a cancer charity, and I was walking around the track. Now, admittedly, was I in the meeting the entire time? No, because our walking track mobile coverage is not entirely the best. So I did drop out once or twice, but at the same time, I was still able to access the Votapex platform and still be able to vote. And that's one of the things we do recommend. If you're not able to make the meeting, you can still vote, which is sort of a little bit weird, but at the same time, we don't recommend it, but it is one of those options available to members as well.
And it's obviously going to be dependent on when the questions are opened. So
Correct.
everything to vote on, you have to be online. As I saw Danny put a note in the thing, you have to be online at the time of the vote.
Yeah. So as the question opens, then you can vote at that time, and then as the question closes, then you can't vote on that any further. So noting, you'd have to be basically hitting that refresh button the entire time if you're not in the meeting, but
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
seen
Okay.
people do it.
And that's actually not makes sense. And thank you for that note, Danny, because for the international meeting, you register beforehand, and then
Yes.
literally they open the questions, and it's you then vote. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't know if you're in the meeting or not at the
Yes.
time. They're not counting Zoom attendance. Okay. Good.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
So just for those who are watching the recording and probably don't have access to the chat, there was a question about whether it's mobile friendly. Absolutely. As long as your device has access to the internet, to a web browser, you are able to use Votapex. So be that a desktop computer, or a laptop, a mobile phone, a tablet, all of that, it
I
should work with a small caveat that Michael's about to give us.
No, 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 no. I was about to say I have seen it working on an internet fridge. That was weird.
So if you feel like a snack and you just got your fridge there, who knows?
But yeah, I will say it basically if the device can connect to Google, the device can connect to Votapex. So yeah.
Wonderful.
So that's pretty much how to vote as a council member. Nice and easy. I'm hoping.
And by the looks of it, you are 3.36% of the way to your quorum. So woohoo!
We've added 3%. Perfect.
So I just want to make sure to tell everyone when we are having our meeting, please make sure you have your mobile device with you, or if you're online, be on your computer and your phone or something so that it's easy for you. This is a platform that you need to be on. The previous platform that we used is we send the email to you and you voted on the email. So with this one, you have to be signed in. Great. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that. If there's no other questions for the users, and you guys are welcome to stay behind if you want. I just want to go over to the admin side, the background side, how the admin people should manage it so that we can make everything look seamless.